I'm at Aldi. What the fuck are these titles? Meanwhile, in the forest of magic. Oh my god, fucking Super Mario. Mario and Luigi, fucking OST. Reimu and Marisa are passing through the forest on our way to the destination. You sure about this, Ray? She's not exactly the social type. Trust me, Mari. I've got a plan. It's nothing to worry about, watch. Reimu knocked twice upon the door before being held at knife point by 47 Shanghai dolls. Alright, settle down. Where's Alice? As of on cue, Alice Murgatroyd opened the door. She looked mildly irritated. Alright. Reimu, Marisa, this better be good. I was on world record pace for sleeping. Reimu didn't know what that meant, so she just cut to the chase. She grabbed the last Pepsi off her back. She unscrewed the lid, and once a blue mist rose from the bottle, landing on the surface of a nearby pond. You guys gotta come over here, trust me. Reimu, Marisa, and Alice peered into the murky pond until a familiar figure could be faintly seen. And from those depths came an ear-piercing cry. Pepsiman! Oh, you girlies, so this is the person Reimu was talking about, huh? Wait, what? Pepsiman? You've just been carrying out Pepsiman? What in the... I'll explain later, Alice. Alice, this is Pepsiman. He's like, kind of the savior of Tokyo. So there's this guy called Dio who's trying to brew the Pepsi bottle and mix it with milk of the gods to create PILK. Which could be bad, so we're just wondering if... Reimu, look at me. That sounds utterly, completely, undeniably stupid. I mean, who even is this Pepsi guy? What do you mean, who is he? Were you asleep for that near pollution of our entire water supply? Yes, I was. And I'd appreciate it if you could quit wasting my time with your absurd cola fantasy. Cola? It's more than just a... Ladies. No. What Ray's trying to say is that the pill could be devastating in the wrong hands, so we're wondering if you could borrow one of your dolls. Alice instinctively cuddled one of her dolls. Don't lay a finger on my babies. Just one though, to like spy on Dio, you know? If you could sneak that thing onto the Dio mobile, we could find what he's up to. Firstly, Felicia isn't a thing. Second, you're putting her in a serious danger. Go find someone else. Marisa thought for a moment. Hey Alice, remember that night we had last month? Oh yeah? Remember those pics I took? You wouldn't. Remember how I helped you escape from that sickening torture dungeon? So much broken glass. So, I dare say we're even. I helped you out. How about you help us, huh? Alice had a look of terror on her face. Fine. Just take good care of Felicia, won't you? She's in good hands. Trust me, you won't regret. Now get out of my sight before I change my mind. Alright. Later, pet. Don't call me that. Reimu looked back at the pond to see Pepsiman eating a bag of peanuts. Without a mouth. Whatever. She opened the bottle and the mist went back inside. Did we just blackmail Alice? Ethical blackmailing, Ray. Should I even ask about? Nope, let's head back. As they left, a striped snake slithered in the distance, unable to be seen. Berry held out her arm and the snail coiled around it. So that's what you're up to, huh? You're not the only one who can spy on people, you know. This is gonna get interesting. Real interesting. As the sun set on the human village, preparations were being made for the festival. Crowds were already beginning to gather, and the plaza was bustling. Among the excited residents, Kool-aid Man finally found what he was looking for. Finally! A payphone! I just gotta know how the family's doing. But just out of sight of everyone else, a strange flying limousine parked on top of a flat roof. Dio and Sakuya stepped out of the vehicle. Before Dio locked it behind him, Sakuya pulled out a pair of lawn chairs as she giggled to herself. This is going to be great, isn't it, darling? Front row seats to watch those twerps get defeated at last. And with my darling boyfriend too. Quite. I just hope those two can actually pull it off, unlike the others. They both sat down in their chairs as the festivity started. Oh, no need to worry. I can already imagine their scared little faces as they get ripped to shreds. How delightful. Popcorn? I'm already... I'm alright. I need to call the mansion. Dio took out his Dio phone from his pocket and began to call. Patchouli, what's the state of the magic decanter? Can we unlock the true potential of the milk? We may be able to enact our plan very soon. Hey, Sandra, how's it going, honey? How are the kids doing? What? What is this? Where's Patchouli? Why? Why is Kool-aid Man on the same line as the villain line? Oh my god, what a reference. Easy, easy. Remember your blood pressure. Doesn't matter if they learn a few details anyway. They won't last much longer. Wow, is that a fucking Snapcube reference in my Touhou game? No way. Elsewhere, Reimu and Marisa were making their way out of the forest and back to the village. Dang, night already? That must mean the festival started. Yeah, maybe we should meet up with the others first. Don't want to get, you know, ambushed or something. Can I just get Pepsiman's ghost to beat him up? No, that's not really how it works. It's more like a projection of... Reimu froze. What? What's the... Jill stood in front of them, motionless, like some sort of statue. Someone else stood beside her, a disturbing grin on her face. She had gray and yellow hair with a green dress. Don't like what you see? Just hand over the Pepsi if you don't want to be like her. Reimu glared at this mysterious perpetrator. You're a Dio, aren't you? That we are. The name's Barry. And let me get a weir. The Sprite Sisters. Bring it on, you two. Yeah, bring it. Yeah. Who left a banana peel there? She got up and prepared a magic attack, but the two sisters left out of the way and onto one of the passing floats. Reimu and Marisa quickly gave chase. Hey, Reimu, wanna play tag? What? Boop. Then you playfully tagged your left arm. Reimu's arm quickly turned to stone. She crashed onto the floor. She crashed onto the float's floor as it weighed her down. Hey, how's that fair? Anything's fair when Pepsi involved. Now, how about a little present of my own, huh? Check it out! Two snakes crawled out from Barry's sleeve and quickly dashed at Reimu. Say hello to my little snakies. Go get her, you two. Oi, get your filthy snakes off my bestie. You two are really asking for it now. Not so fast, magician. Let me prepare another stone touch. She aimed for Marisa's face, but she ducked out of the way just in time. Unfortunately, she forgot she was wearing a hat. The hat turned to stone and fell onto her head with a thud. Marisa was furious. It's one thing to hurry, but my hat? Oh, it's on now. Love sign. Master Spark! Yeah! Marisa's attack almost hit Lemmy in the chest, knocking her back. She almost fell off the float, but managed to regain her balance. You really think it's gonna be that easy? Don't you get it? With our combined powers, we can't lose. It's time to finish this. You think you're gonna give up now? Marisa grabbed one of the snakes that was biting Reimu. She spun it around her head like a lasso before throwing it at Lemmy. What the? Barry, help me get this thing off! Thing? Sir Slippington isn't a thing, and neither is Charles. Whatever, Barry, just... Lemmy instinctively grabs Sir Slippington's, causing him to turn to stone. Look what you done to him! It's your fault for not getting him off me. Can you control these things? While the sisters argued, Marisa helped Reimu get back up. She also grabbed Charles off her body. You alright, Ray? Never better. Thanks for that. And while they're distracted... And I'm the one who always has to feed them. Why, that does it. Barry, get over here. Let's have our ultimate attack. We're ending this. Got it, sis. Charles to me. Ouroboros formation. Now Lem. Lemmy jumped after Charles and used her stone touch on him as he spun around in a circle motion. Charles began spinning even faster as he rapidly turned to stone. The snake had turned into a deadly wheel of doom and destruction, and has headed straight towards Reimu and Marisa. Watch out, Ray. Reimu couldn't move out of the way in time. The wheel knocked her back onto the floor. Marisa tried to fire her electric magic at the wheel, but it had no effect. This is looking bad, Ray. What do we do? Is that a Pokemon reference? I have an idea. If Lemmy's the one turning things to stone, maybe we just gotta take care of her. Might just undo this mess. It's risky, but it's worth a shot. Buy me some time, Murray. Got it. Over here, you stupid slab of concrete. She picked up the stone and fired Sir Slithering Ten from the floor and threw him at the wheel. But it only knocked him off course slightly. What's taking so long, Barry? Can't you steer this thing? Trying my best here since your stone isn't smooth enough for this. Hey, you two got a load of this Shanghai doll attack. Go get it, Felicia. What the? A doll? You're gonna use a doll to defeat me? The doll began to crawl around Lemmy's body. Oh, no, not the belly. I'm ticklish there. No. As she was getting tickled, she completely lost her balance on the edge of the float. She fell hard onto the paved road underneath the other float. Damn. Reimu's solidified arm suddenly burst open from its stone cast, and Charles broke free and stopped rolling around. Their plan worked. Let me know! I won't forgive you for this. Charles, bite them both to death. I don't care how long it takes. But Charles was dizzy. He flopped onto his back. Reimu was unsure if snakes even had those. Suddenly, there comes a shout from the distance. Reimu, Marisa, stand back, gals. I'm gonna help. If it was Kool-aid Man, but Kaimi showed up. Reimu fought. He saw him running around towards the float amidst the crowd of onlookers. He jumped high into the air and readied his fist. Take this, you little brat! Fruit punch! Kool-aid Man punched Barry with all his might, and she flew out the float and into the distance. It was over. Kool-aid Man stood on the float, feeling accomplished. Marisa looked at him, then at the crowd, then back to him. Did you just punch a child? That I did. Feel free to thank me later. Reimu jumped out of the float and back onto the road. She found Lemmy lying there, barely conscious. She walked up to her with a smirk on her face. Tag, you're it. See you around, witch. Jill ran up to the others, out of breath. What happened? Did you take care of those troublesome sisters? Sure did. Shame you were too stoned to watch. Unfortunately, that girl attacked me before I could get any... Before Jill could finish, a can of soup rolled up on the ground towards them. She picked it up. Supplies. This'll do nicely. Hey, guess what, guys? So I, incidentally found out that Dio and Sakuya were totally spying on you guys the whole time. Don't ask how. Really? That's, convenient, actually. You wanna know where we grabbed this doll from, Alice? Her name's Felicia, by the way. Hey, Felicia, go find the Dio mobile and stop for a little espionage. Oh, what a disappointment. I was hoping for some real bloodshed. They will be on their way soon. We must prepare for their arrival immediately. Sakuya, contact Mailing. Make sure they don't get past her. You got it, darling. Dio and Sakuya rode the Dio mobile through the sky, completely unaware of the doll lying just above them. Well, I'd call that a success. Where to next, gals? Jill pointed to a structure that could faintly be seen in the distance as the Dio mobile drove towards it. That's it, isn't it? That must be where Dio's hiding. The SDM. Makes sense for an evil guy like him to hang out in a place like that. And if he's got Sakuya on his side, then maybe the rest are on his side too. You know, Pache, Mei-Ling, Remilia, Flandre. Guys, this could get really bad. The last Pepsi strapped to Reimu's back started shaking on its own. Apparently it could do that. She guessed Pepsiman had something to say. So she grabbed the bottle and took off the lid, letting the blue mist travel toward a nearby fountain. This is it, girlies and guy. The final stretch. I know you can do this. Jill, use those string powers of yours to really shake up the competition. Kool-aid Man, remember when you wrote that paper on the psychological benefits of fruit juice being served at funerals? It's time you gave them a funeral. Marisa, use that pent-up lesbian energy to show them the true meaning of girl power. And Reimu, you can finish this once and for all. I believe in you with all my heart. And come here for a second. I have an idea. Pepsiman began to whisper something to Reimu's ear. Reimu nodded in agreement. Then it's settled. Go forth and defeat Dio! It'll be hard, but you can do it. Pepsiman, away! The projection faded, and the blue mist flew back into the bottle, before Reimu sealed it back up. The group of four felt more confident now than they ever had before. Whoa, never told me Pepsiman died, Reimu. Hologram, don't worry about it. With that, the four of them stared at the distant mansion once more. I'm gonna save. Whatever Dio had planned, they were gonna put a stop to it at all costs. But Reimu thought what Pepsiman had told her in private. Would such a crazy plan really work? Such a massive risk, which she saw no other way. It was time to put an end to this madness. It was time to defeat Dio before he could accomplish his goals. It was time to save all of Gensoki from utter annihilation. It was time to live up the Pepsiman's legacy. It was time to save Pepsi. It had been a long journey, but here they were. Reimu, Marisa, Kool-aid Man, and Jill all stood at the foot of Dio's mansion. You know, it looks kind of peaceful. Yeah, well, looks are deceiving when Dio was involved. Let's go. It wasn't long before they ran into a problem. Dio had installed an impenetrable steel fence around the mansion, meant to keep anyone out, no matter what. Guess I just have to use my bad touch to get through this thing. Yeah, forget it. Why don't you just punch us through, eh? Well, maybe we could just fly you over one by one. Guys, gates open. I like my idea better. They all walked through the gate and made it into garden. It had seen better days. Good grief, doesn't Dio know how to keep a single plant alive? Like, totally sucks at gardening, I guess. Maybe we should write this down or something. Fellas, we got company. I don't like that. It's not off after that Dio's escapade. Fellas, we got company. This is seriously a game jam? This is not from the game jam anymore. This is a really fucking long one. Love it. Oh jeez, is that Mei-Ling? Of course getting in would be easy. But upon closer inspection, they noticed something. Oh, she's asleep. Where'd she get the bed from? Well, great. Looks like we can just waltz right in, eh? Hold on a moment. What's that in her hair? No way. Seems like some kind of hair clip. Why does it say Dio on it, though? No, looks like some kind of device. Back where I'm from, we got nanomachines floating around in our bodies and stuff, meant to keep us in check. And since hair connects to the head, maybe Dio's been using these to control others. You mean she's got little robots in her brain? How dystopian. Just like in New Jersey. I'm sending this. Oh. Victor moment. I don't know anything for sure, but this is the best guess that we've got. So if I were to... Jill carefully removed the clip from Mei-Ling's hair. Mei-Ling woke up. Huh? What's going on? What happened? Last thing I remember, I was getting at the store getting bread. Did I ever pay for that? Reimu chose her words carefully. Mei-Ling, you were under someone else's control, a man named Dio. I don't know what he's made you to do, but we need to stop him before he, destroys the world. You're welcome to come and help. Sounds neat. I'll be there in a sec. Just... Gotta close my eyes for a minute. Mei-Ling fell back asleep. Nah, it can't be helped. The front door to the mansion was unlocked as well. Reimu wondered why Dio didn't bother locking anything. Inside the mansion, everything was completely pitch black. It's okay, I shall be the one to find the light switch in here. Gotta be around here somewhere. Reimu couldn't make out much, but you could just barely see the silhouette of the mansion's main staircase. Thank you for your help, Mei-Ling. For some reason, something was drawing her towards it. She carefully stepped forward. Maybe she was just seeing things, but you could almost see some sort of figure in the darkness. Before she could act on it, the lights gradually switched on and the figure was gone. Found it! Hey, you know, if Milling was being controlled by Dio, that means we could gotta find the others as well. Maybe Saki could help us. I should have known, since when was she into men? I say we should split up. So there's something I want to investigate. Jill, you're coming with Dot, Mari, and Kool-aid. Oh, you're coming with. Oh, with me. Alright, never mind. Mari and Kool-aid, you try searching other rooms. Oh, and see if you can find Felicia. We don't want her getting hurt. Alice is scary. Whatever you say, Ray. We'll meet up again soon. Marisa tried not to worry too much as she and Kool-aid Man walked into the library. Reimu and Jill proceeded up the staircase. Still, Reimu just couldn't shake off the feeling that she was being watched. They proceeded further up the staircase. I felt like it was going on forever and Reimu was starting to grow paranoid. But she couldn't identify any immediate threats. At least she had Jill to back her up. But Jill, who she thought would be right behind her, had vanished. And now that she had to look around, was the room always growing so dark? Didn't they just switch the lights on? Something felt deeply wrong. She was soon proven right. There was that shadowy figure again. Was this some sort of trick? Just what did they want with her? Interrupting her thoughts, the figure finally spoke, and its words were utterly chilling. You killed my brother. Sans? No, wait, sorry, think about someone else. My name is Coffee. I'm here to avenge my brother. He always loved to play Mario Kart. Oh, oh, shit, this is awkward. Yeah, see, but he was gone. As quickly as one had arrived, Reimu knew they were under attack. Jill, where are you? Get ready! At that moment, the staircase began to break apart. At least, that's what it looked like. Reimu wasn't sure what she was standing on, but she had to find that coffee guy, wherever he was. Meanwhile, Jill had lost sight of Reimu. Now all she could see was... Dana? Her wife? Dana? But she died in a violent PILK explosion back in Glitch City. Jill was so enamored by how totally awesome her wife was that she failed to notice a fireball heading straight towards her. Jill was wounded, but she used the ice in her pocket, meant for drinks, to treat her burns. However, her memory of Dana's untimely death was more painful than anything else. If only she could have read the danger biohazard signs behind her sunglasses, how comedically timed it was. But whatever this enemy was capable of, Jill was determined to keep fighting. But how could she find their target? Really? Nice repeating background there. Reimu was growing overwhelmed. She was searching for Coffee, but he was everywhere? What seemed like hundreds of copies of him. How could she find the real one? Coffee called out to her again. Dio will be pleased with my victory. Say good night. Every Coffee clone in every direction was trotting up a fireball attack. It looked like there was no way out. Reimu closed her eyes as she braced for impact. Bloom light! It was Jill. She jumped out and used one of her drink powers to repel the illusion Coffee had created. Only one of the fireballs was real, and Jill put Reimu out of the way. Reimu, he's trying to deceive you. All that he's created, they're just illusions, but I can use my bloom light to see through his tricks. Now let's get in there and fight the real Coffee. Now she knew how the enemy worked. Reimu couldn't wait to get this guy a piece of her mind. Although, she just couldn't help but wonder how the others were doing. What if they were also in danger? She wished she could be there to help them. Marisa and Kool-aid Man walked through the quiet halls of the library. Marisa had a feeling that they'd be meeting a certain someone here. Hey, Cools, wanna help me trash a library? I don't know, Murray. There's a lot of valuable history in there. Ruining the hard work put into this place doesn't seem very poggers to me. Like, this one. Kool-aid Man grabbed a random book off the nearby shelf. Steel Ball Run! From the American History section. Would you really want such valuable knowledge to go to waste? Yeah, no. Marisa thought about this for a moment. It'd be funny though. A Jojo reference? In my Touhou game? Yes. Very much so. Marisa pushed one of the tall bookshelves. It toppled over, knocking over the other bookshelves like dominoes. You know, Mari, that was pretty funny. Kool-aid Man knocked over 2 more bookshelves before long. Books were flying everywhere in a total disorganized mess. This dastardly act of deviance was a bold statement against the modern education system. Marisa was proud of herself. What are you doing? Sup, Patchy? Couldn't help but notice you've all gone Dio crazy lately. Just thought I'd wake you up for a bit. That meddlesome magician. You've got some nerve showing up here, Marisa. Patchouli hovered above the rubble of the library in her usual white and purple jammies. We're not Dio crazy. We're merely following orders. I think you're the crazy one around here. Partially prepared a magic attack with her spellbook. Now be gone! Damn! Kool-aid Man jumped in front of the attack and impossible. He parried it back to her. Patchouli panicked and dashed out of the way, dropping her book in the process. Marisa saw this as her chance. She ran towards where the book fell and picked it up. Did bro just parry? Yeah. Oi, Pachi! You wouldn't dare. Oh, I would. Ow! Why? That does it. If you refuse to serve Dio, I'll simply make you. Marisa and Kool-aid Man gazes were directed to a curtain at the far end of the room. Dio was based. Patchouli tugged the curtains open, revealing a large banner displaying the words Dio is based next to a portrait of Dio. You're not immune to the propaganda, Marisa. Now join Dio's empire. Marisa fought for a bit, and then a bit more. Eventually she came to a conclusion. Nah, I'd better just beat you up, honestly. Marisa fired sparks at Patchouli, knocking her down to the ground. Cool, throw me over there. Yeet. Kool-aid Man obliged, and Marisa was sent flying towards Patchouli. Marisa grabbed Patchouli's long purple hair and unclipped Dio's controlling device. Slowly, Patchouli came to her senses as she got up. What happened? I was reading Bloom into you. Oh, Patchouli, please don't do that. And then Patchouli had to look around the room. Marisa, what are you doing here? And who is this? Who did this to the library? And who hung up that hideous banner? Explain yourself, woman. Gotta go. Catch you later, Patchy. Marisa ran out of the library. Kool-aid Man quickly followed, leaving Patchouli all alone in the ruined library. Damn it. What? Marisa and Kool-aid Man went upstairs into another corridor. The pair heard some strange noises coming from a nearby vent. There must be Felicia crawling in the vents. I hope. What's that little scrunkly up to? You know, that make her pretty sus. Alice would kill me if anything bad happened to her. I hope she makes it out here okay. That reminds me. I hope Reimu and Jill aren't, like, dead or anything. That'd be pretty bad. Then let's go, Mary. Can't wait to tell them all about how awesome we just were. The two headed in the direction of the main hallway, leaving Felicia on her own to complete the mission. Felicia continued to crawl through the mansion's vents. It had been strange, being separated from Alice's care for so long. But if she could find some information on whatever this Dio guy was planning, she'd make everyone happy. Which would make Alice happy too, she hoped. She looked down at her tiny little baby hands. She'd be no match for them if she got caught. That meant she'd have to be sneaky. How exciting. Eventually, she found something utterly indescribable. Felicia entered a large room she'd never seen before. In the center of the room stood a peculiar device, filled with some sort of colored liquid. FNAF 2 vent moment, yeah. As she stepped forward, she heard Dio and Sakuya enter the room, and quickly hid out of sight. under a table. Sakuya was chatting with Dio. That festival was dreadfully boring, darling. Would you say we check on our progress here? Yes, Sakuya. Thanks to the help of your friend, we've managed to unlock the true magical potential of the milk of the gods. All that's left is to add the last Pepsi. And those fools have walked right into a trap. I don't know why I'm making Sakuya British, but whatever. Even if that mercenary fails, grabbing the Pepsi off of him would be a piece of cake. A trap? Of course. If they needed the last Pepsi, they must have wanted them to come here in the first place. She had to warn the others before it was too late. Quite. Before we continue though, it would seem that we have an intruder among us. Dio suddenly grabbed Felicia from under the table. His grip was tight around her neck as he spoke, holding Felicia close. A doll? They thought they could spy on us, did they? So, Alice is in on this too, is she? Darling, shall I rip this doll to shreds with my knives? No need, Sakuya, I shall dispose of it myself. Dio stepped back, Felicia in her hand, as he threw her through the wall, leaving a Felicia-shaped hole in her wake. Oh god, I can't speak. That takes care of that. Meanwhile, in the main hallway of the mansion, Reimu and Jill had a strategy. Jill had to get up close and reveal which coffee was the real one, and Reimu would knock him out with her yin-yang orb. But it seemed that coffee had already caught up to their plan. You cannot defeat me. Suddenly, a beam of light struck the clone, causing it to vanish. Reimu looked towards the source of it. Marisa was here. Oh, and Kool-aid Man. Sup? Marisa, we could really use some help over here. Aim your light magic at those clones. We need to find the real one. You got it, Ray. Marisa shone a spotlight across the room. One by one, the clones disappeared upon touching the light. And yet, more clones seemed to appear in their place. This was impossible. And that's what Reimu had the idea. Hey, Kool-aid Man, what if we used your Kool-aid to make his clothes wet? His clone would be unaffected. Then we could track down the real coffee. I like your thinking, Reimu. Time to unleash a secret technique taught by my great Kool-aid grandpappy. Stand back, everyone. With that, Kool-aid Man raised his arms and started spinning rapidly. The Kool-aid in his head started spilling everywhere. It reached far enough to hit all the clones circling around them. Gah, that one! He's the only one whose clothes are wet. Get his ass! Reimu ready the yin-yang orb. Marisa ready the magic spell. Kool-aid Man readies his fist. Jill makes up a crevice spike drink. All four jumped towards the vulnerable coffee and attacked with such force that he smashed through the wall, flying far into the distance. As he flew away from the mansion, Coffee uttered one last cry. Master Dio! Avenge me! Avenge my brother! God! I can't. Ding! The team of four looked out of the hole in the wall for a moment. Finally, Marisa spoke up. Well, you know what they say. All toasters. Felicia promptly burst through another wall, and then smacked Marisa in the head with such force that it knocked her down. There you are, Felicia. Ow. Sup, little gal? So, what did you find out about Dio, huh? Give us all the info. So let me get this straight. Dio! Is using ice cream to take over the world? Felicia shook her head. Even with that conveniently placed whiteboard and marker they found explaining the situation proved difficult. Well, what else is that big cylinder supposed to be? A washing machine? Felicia then wrote the words milk mixer underneath, and soon everyone understood. Reimu could hear a faint muffled sound coming from somewhere nearby. Probably just the wind, so she tried to ignore it. So Dio has everything ready for his plan. All he needs now is the last Pepsi. That's not good. No, it isn't. Well, that's why we're gonna kick his butt. Good work out there, little gal. That was a muffled sound again. Oh, wait. I'm gonna go check something. She walked through the quiet hallways of the mansion until she found the room where the noise was most audible. Cautiously, she opened the door. What? Vermilia? Flandre? Gagged and tied up in the corner room were the mansion's former vampire owner, Vermilia Scarlet, and her younger sister, Flandre Scarlet. But why had Theo thrown them in the closet? Reimu would ask questions later. Right now, she focused on untying them. Flandre first, as she was ungagged and untied. She gasped and started shouting as Reimu began to help for Vermilia. What's with that guy? He just threw us here and took over a mansion. We've been here for days. Now free as well, Vermilia spoke up. Thank you, Reimu. Dio! He's been controlling all the mansion's inhabitants. But due to us being vampires like him, we couldn't be controlling the rest, so that fiend just left us in here. Did you meet the others? Mailing, Patchouli, Sakuya? At the Von Q, Patchouli arrived and poked her head around the door of the closet. Ah, thank goodness you two are safe. Come, Mailing's here too. Vermilia, Flandre, and Reimu all came out of the closet. The whole team was there to greet them, including Patchouli and Mailing. Remarkably, Mailing's bed had been transported from the garden to the upstairs hallway, while Mailing herself remained asleep. Oi! Marisa nudged Mailing awake. Oh, don't know who all these weirdos are, but everyone's here. I spoke with Marisa. She said that the horrible Dio is responsible for causing a mess of my library. When I find him, I'll shove his hair so far down his throat that he'll forget the meaning of pleasure. Yeah, you show him. Alright. What are we doing? I just woke up. Felicia climbed up Flandre and rested on top of her cap. She seemed to have taken a liking to her. One of Alice's dolls, huh? Come on, little missy. Let's show Dio a thing or two. Vermilia looked among the small crowd, seemingly looking for someone. Soon she spoke up. This is all well and good, but where's Sakuya? You see, she's right here. Everyone froze. It was Sakuya's voice. She stood on top of the staircase at the end of the hallway. Vermilia spoke to her. I see. So you're still under Dio's control, Sakuya. Not to worry, the real Sakuya will be back soon. Sakuya, though confident, could sense she was outnumbered. 8 against 1. And that pesky doll. So she ran. Get back here! We can help you! Sakuya tried throwing knives behind her, but she wasn't focused. They all missed. Don't do this, just give up. Dio will... Dio this, Dio that. Come to with the sensors already, Sakuya. There, in her hair. That's the controller. We just need to... Enough! Sakuya raised time to make a quick getaway. She'd surely lose him now. However... What's he doing in front of me? Kool-aid Man was guarding the end of the hallway. Sakuya realized she was too late. Took a shortcut. While Sakuya was distracted, Reimu leaped at her and grabbed her hair. With some difficulty, she managed to remove the hair clip. For a moment, everyone stopped. Did it work? Sakuya carefully got up. She looked around. What happened? What did Dio do? Sakuya was suddenly hit by a surprise attack by Flandre. Hey, the headmaid's back. I'll be expecting some tea and biscuits once we've taken care of Dio. Nah, only joking. Good to have you back. You know, Sakuya, we can talk more later, but do you still want to, smooch Dio and stuff? What? What are you talking about, Marisa? You know I'm gay with Mailing. Mailing gave her a knowing smile. On second thought, let's leave that in the past. Sakuya, we're all going to top of the mansion to face Dio. I know you just woke up, but will you help us? Will I? Well, after all the trouble he's caused, the Scarlet household is glad to. After all this time, the long journey was finally drawing to a close. Reimu, Marisa, Kool-aid Man, Jill, Felicia, Mailing, Patchouli, Vermilia, Flandre, and now Sakuya were all ready to defeat Dio. With so many people to stand up against, surely he wouldn't stand a chance. But something lingered in the back of Reimu's mind. They still didn't know the true extent of Dio's power, and all he needed to create PILK was the last Pepsi. That's why she had to fight. She had to fight with everyone else to take down this monster. And when the moment was right, she and Pepsiman had one last resort. It was finally time to end this. Dio would fall, or they would all die trying. Knowing this, she turned to face everyone else. Thinking of all they'd overcome to get to this point. Thinking of Kool-aid Man, and Jill, and Pepsiman, and Marisa. She could only think of one thing to say. Let's finish this. You know, it was kind of weird how the Scarlet household had a dark, ominous staircase radiating an evil aura leading up to their attic. Almost as if Dio was waiting for them, Reimu thought. Man, I'm hungry. Flounder climbed into the attic with everyone else falling behind her. Flounder grabbed a banana from her pocket and started eating it as everyone else stared in stunned silence. When she was done, she carelessly threw the banana peel onto the floor. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Is Dio gonna fall in that damn banana and it's gonna end the fight? Oh, careful there, Flounder. What if someone slips on that banana peel? I swear if Dio fucking falls on that banana peel and that's how we end the fight, I swear. Oh. Yeah, not my friggin' problem. Suddenly, someone else started running up the attic staircase. Oi! Right there! Oh, just a raccoon. Marie's back in action, fellas. Who? It's me! Marie! Crocky, don't tell me you forgot about me. What's going on? I have no goddamn clue. Ah, well, Shelby apples. Now I have all 7 chaos emeralds that can finally lay waste to this pathetic world. Ain't I just a ripper? And all I have to do now is... Oh, better be careful of that banana peel. Marine carefully stepped over a banana peel as she pulled out the 7 chaos emeralds. Fair dinkum, after years of searching I can finally become Super Marine. And nobody will stop me. Oops, dropped one. As she went over to pick up the drop chaos emerald, and to no one's surprise, she slipped on the banana peel, falling all the way down the stairs. There came no reply. She died? You know, she's probably dead. Oh, no. I don't really care. Let's go. Everyone collectively tried to forget what just happened as they searched for the attic. Soon, Kool-aid Man found a note on the table. Hey, it's from Dio. I'll read it out. Dear pesky Shrine Maiden, with your help, my plan is finally complete. You've brought the last Pepsi right to me. Now, come and face me. I want to savor the last feeble moments of your life before I bring out the PILK apocalypse. I await you up above. As if on cue, a staircase dropped down leading to the roof of the mansion. Guess this is it then. With all 10 of us to stand up against, he'll be completely outnumbered. Reimu assured everyone, including herself. Reimu knew she'd bring the last Pepsi right to him, but this was the only chance she had. Cautiously, everyone made their way up to the staircase, onto the roof of the mansion. Dio stood on the edge of the roof, overlooking all of Gensokyo. So, you finally arrived. Give it up, Dio, you're outmatched. Alright, little missy, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Felicia, attack! Flounder threw Felicia straight towards the back of Dio's head. Reimu blinked. In an instant, everyone but her had collapsed onto the ground. Let me explain something, Reimu. I possess a special ability called the Stand. My stand, the world, allows me to stop time. Within stop time, I can do whatever I please. As he spoke, he looked up to the moon, sitting high in the sky. I have all night to defeat you, Reimu. That's plenty of time. This will only take a second. Warudo! In an instant, everything but Dio completely froze. Though Reimu was frozen in stop time, it was at this moment where she realized the sheer, overwhelming power she was facing. Dio slowly walked towards Reimu. It's such a shame. I was hoping you'd put up more of a fight. He readied his hand to grab the last Pepsi off her back, all while she couldn't do anything about it. But just before it landed, time resumed, and Reimu was able to just barely jump out of the way. Count yourself lucky that you may breathe for a few moments more. In my current state, the world can only stop time for 5 seconds. You see, Reimu, I've been living in Gensokyo for quite some time. Hundreds of years. I've watched you grow, improve your abilities as I waited for the perfect moment. And your fateful encounter with Pepsiman couldn't have been more perfect. With the last Pepsi in your hands, all I had to do was bide my time, waiting for the chance to strike. Reimu couldn't bear to listen to this guy any longer. She fired a yin-yang orb directly at him, but with the help of his stand, he effortlessly dodged it. Then she fired more, but as Dio kept approaching, he wasn't hit by a single one. You should count yourself lucky, Reimu. After all, you'll be the one to witness the end of this world. As an immortal being, I've wished nothing more than to wipe the planet of all its filthy scum. Humans, magicians, yokai, it matters not. And in the wake of my destruction, I will create a utopia in its place. A Dio land! A utopia that you will never live to see. Are we really doing this? The despair in that message. Oh. Honestly, Reimu, I have to thank you. After all, you're the one who made this all possible. With that, he revealed the last Pepsi in his hand. He must have used this time stop to grab it from Reimu while she was monologuing. Oh, he was monologuing. Reimu lunged forward to grab it out of his hand, but he effortlessly zipped out of the way. He pulled out a glass cup and set it on a little wooden table. He poured all the Pepsi bottle into the cup, then pulled out a container with the milk of the gods inside, thoroughly mixed to unlock its true potential. I'm just gonna wait for her. He poured the milk into the cup. Dio grabbed the cup. He violently chucked the whole beverage down before throwing the emptied cup onto the floor. Something radiated within Dio, as if some devastating new power had been awakened. He began to slowly fly off the ground, hovering above Reimu. Yes, this is it. After all these years, this power, it's finally mine! With this power, I have become Ultimate Dio. Reimu couldn't believe what she was seeing. Far, far behind Dio, a tsunami of PILK was crashing towards them. It was... Are you fucking kidding me? If it reached Gansokyo, everything would be destroyed. She had to finish this quickly. But what could she even do? You're nothing but a meddling brat, Reimu. It's time to finish you and your bothersome friends off for good. He whirled behind Reimu and fired a massive PILK laser from the palm of his hand. Reimu got out of the way just in time, but the laser hit the wooden table. Upon touching the PILK laser, the table immediately evaporated. If the laser were to hit her, she'd be finished. Accept your fate, Reimu. There is nothing you can do. Now stand still while I finish the job. Before Dio could finish, he was struck by a sudden electric attack. Reimu glanced over. It was Marisa. Don't worry, Ray. We've got your back. Perhaps you'd like to go first then. Dio fired another laser to the side, sweeping it over to hit Marisa. Crevice Spike! Jill was there too. Her crevice spike caused the roof of the mansion to spike up in front of Marisa, barely withstanding the might of the PILK laser as it swept over her. The wall crumbled to dust as the laser passed it, blocking it from Marisa. Why you? What are you smiling about? Care to share with the class? Nothing. Bam! Dio was punched in the back of the head by Kool-aid Man. Man, I've been waiting for that one. You think you can harm me with such a pitiful attack? Pathetic. The PILK gave me powers you cannot even comprehend. With that, the mansion was hit by sudden tremors. Reimu looked over. The tsunami was getting closer. Suddenly, Sakuya lunged forward. You've gone far enough, Dio. For the trouble you've caused, the Scarlet House will have no choice but to eliminate you. Sakuya threw volley after volley of knives at Dio, but none of them landed. Marisa interrupted her. Girl, he can stop time. Maybe try something else. In spite of Marisa's sass, she decided she would stop holding back. Alright. I'll erase time so he can never stop time. It's perfect. Dio suddenly appeared in front of her. Maybe you shouldn't state your master plan out loud. Before Sakuya could do anything, Dio used his forward special to knock Sakuya off the roof of the mansion. Dang. He really done hit the 6B on her, god damn. Now with her out of the picture, none of you can stop me. Go ahead, Kool-aid man. Hit me with your fruit punch. Kool-aid man shrugged as much as a drug man could shrug. Okay. Kool-aid man punched him in the stomach. However, Dio easily shrugged it off. Don't you understand? In this state, I'm invincible. And I've been toying with you for long enough. It's time for you all to die. Dio fired several more lasers, causing devastation to the exterior of the mansion. Reimu knew this couldn't continue for much longer. Either someone would get hurt or Gensuke would be destroyed. She had to act. She desperately searched for the Pepsi bottle among the rubble. She found it. Miraculously, it had survived the prior chaos. She fearlessly closed into the bottle. Yes, there was one drop of Pepsi left in the bottle. She didn't know if this would work, but she had no choice. If what Pepsiman told her was true, then... Hey, Dio! I'm gonna kick your ass! Unlikely. Reimu put the bottle up to her mouth, and the last drop of Pepsi slowly fell through. She drank it. Nothing happened. What were you getting what? Were you getting thirsty? Maybe a little tired? Ooh, I'm so scared. Now stand still while I finish the job. While I finish the job. What? My stand? Why isn't this working? You've gone far enough, pal. In Dio's confusion, he'd lost sight of her. He glanced back over. No. Impossible. Reimu Hakurei, you've developed your own stand? With the power of Pepsi, and believing in myself and my friends, I've unlocked a new power. I think I'll call it Pepsiman theme song. Hey, Bestie, ready to kill this guy? You bet. Damn, she really is a Pepsi's last hope, huh? Looking for someone? My stand! Not anymore, it ain't. With Pepsiman theme song originating from mankind's greatest beverage, nothing can stand against it. And your stand, the world, statistically is not a Pepsi, so away it goes. Alright, come on, Dio. You and me, let's go. You wanna go, mate? Yeah, let's go. Very well. The two of them took to the skies, leaving everyone else below. The stage was set. Everyone was eager to give our new power a spin. Dio was growing furious. So, it looks like your stand has the power to extract the stand from its user. Most intriguing. Guess I'll just have to dispose of you the old-fashioned way. Dio fired several lasers at Reimu, but she swiftly flew out of the way. She tried to close in on Dio, but he was just as fast. Reimu knew she had to slow Dio down somehow. That's when she had a foolproof plan. Hey Dio, look over there, a distraction! You think you can fool me with such a simple-minded technique? You must be... Ow! Marisa threw a brick of a gamer phone up at Dio. Reimu gave a quick thumbs up before closing in on Dio. She used her stand to punch him right in the head, knocking him back. Man, that felt good. So you've got hands after all, Reimu. But it's time I stopped holding back. Now the PILK's true power shall be unleashed. PILK Pillars! Reimu was thinking to herself how lame that attack name sounded before she was knocked back from a pillar of PILK erupting below her. Several more pillars erupted around her. She weaved in and out of the pillars, chasing Dio. This was getting exhausting, but she had to persevere. You've gone far. Enough! The battlefield was lit up by an uncountable amount of PILK lasers. One wrong move on Reimu was toast. Seeing Dio was trying to tire her out, Reimu thought to herself. Her flight stumbled for a moment. That's when she heard the voice she wanted to hear. Help was on its way. Oi, Dio! Her gang was here. Marisa was flying on her broomstick with Jill in the back and Kool-aid Man hanging from the bottom. I'll focus on steering this thing. You two handle this. Got it. Dio! I won't let you wreak havoc upon Tokyo. These people have given me hospitality and companionship. I won't let you harm a single person. You've had it coming since day one, buddy. This place is pretty damn cool, and I'm not letting you lay a finger on it. Jill quickly mixed up a drink in her shaker. 4 bronze extract, 3 flank right, 3 cardamom. Suplex! Jill chugged her drink in her mixer. This will give me the strength to do this! With that, Jill grabbed Kool-aid Man from under the broom, effortlessly swinging him around with one arm. When she'd built up enough speed, she let go of Kool-aid Man, aiming him directly at Dio. So long, gay Dio! Super Fruit Punch! Using both fists, Kool-aid Man punched Dio with all his might, knocking Dio out of his flight. He started falling back down to the roof. Reimu saw an opportunity. This is for all you've done, Dio. Take this! She readied her stand for one final blow. She struck. Pepsi, 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 oh god. Pepsi, 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 Pepsi! After a flurry of punches, she hit him with one final powerful blow. Dio flew far, far back, so far that he vanished from everyone's sight. She knew they'd never see him again. The last they heard from Dio was his final outraged cry. Reimu! Curse you! Curse you! Dio flew so far back that he actually left Japan, entirely switching time zones. He kept flying east, flying across the globe. He quickly realized he was entering the United States, where it was all daytime. As he slowly crumbled to ash, the last thing he saw traumatized him for the few short moments left in his life. He let out one last feeble cry. No! Texas! Not Texas! Anything but that! No! Dio soon became nothing more than ash, flowing in the wind. Dio was gone. Holy shit. Darkness. Nothing but darkness. It was overwhelming. Did they do it? She thought they did, but why was everything so dark? Wait, was she asleep? Oh, that explains it. Ray! Friggin', wake up already. We did it. We really did it. We beat Dio. Dazed, Reimu gradually came to her senses. The sun was slowly rising. The PILK tsunami was gone. Everything that had just happened, it all felt like just a bad dream. Oh yeah! Now that's what I call a fight. Looks like Kensuke is safe now. Good job out there, everyone. Reimu looked around. She seems like her stand had disappeared. She looked over to the empty Pepsi bottle, lying amidst the rubble. Even though they couldn't talk Pepsiman anymore, Reimu knew just how proud he would be. Yeah. Good job out there. Hey, I don't mean to interrupt anything, but may I ask who's going to pay for the damages to my mansion? Not us, we just saved your asses. Reimu suddenly felt a vibration from her gamer phone. Alice here, I'm coming to pick up Felicia. I'll be there in 2 seconds. Wait, what? My hit list! Yeah, I trust my beloved doll is still in your possession. Oh, you mean her? I'm impressed. Come on, Felicia. It's time to go home. Felicia, however, seemed reluctant to leave her new friend behind so soon. Huh? Does she want to stay with me? Felicia effectively hugged Thunder's arm before crawling back onto her cap. So you've made a new friend. Very well. I'll leave her in your care for a bit longer, young Scarlet. I trust nothing bad happens to her. You've got it. While you're here, Alice, why don't you help me with fixing up the library? You're good with books, right? Sure. Great. I'll get the mattress. Oh! Okay. Damn, that hit me like a brick wall. Alright. Guess I better get going. Before you go, thanks for everything. I truly mean it. You're all welcome in the Scarlet household anytime. Take care out there. Kappa. Thanks, Sakuya. See you around. With that, Reimu, Marisa, Kool-aid Man, and Jill all departed from the mansion. Wait, I never got to say anything. Ah, dang it, they're already gone. Now that Dio had been defeated, Reimu and Marisa knew that Kool-aid Man and Jill would soon have to depart and go their separate ways. So they decided to take the scenic route. Remarkably, after the havoc Dio nearly caused upon Gensokyo, the human village stood only half obliterated. Reimu considered it a success. As the injured civilians were pulled away on stretchers, Reimu thought about the parade that had taken place there. She wouldn't mind coming back sometime. Before she left, Marisa quickly ran into a convenience store. She came back out of a moment later, clutching her bag of Doritos. Oh yeah, she's a gamer alright. They decided to take a quick hike up Yoka Mountain next. Their last visit sure was eventful. Reimu thought about the mysterious Fanta fellow. He said he'd been hired by Dio, but he left as quickly as he arrived. Marisa wondered if Sanae was still alright after being thrown into space. She was nice when she got to know her. As they made their way down to the other side of the mountain, they soon reached Misty Lake. Now that the area was at a comfortable temperature, they were free to take in the reflections cast by the surface of the lake. Something dawned on Reimu at first. She and Marisa grew tired of Kool-aid Man's theatrics, but they later found that he was actually a pretty cool guy. And Jill, she seemed so cold and distant. But she really meant well, and she was passionate about what she believed in. As the Shrine Maiden took one last look across the lake, she realized that she'd really miss him. Eventually, they made their way back home, back to the Hakurei Shrine. So much had happened, and she was glad to be back. As the early morning settled upon the skies of Gensokyo, she turned to face everyone. Kool-aid Man spoke first. You know, when I joined you on this little adventure, I never realized just how powerful Dio was. But by believing in ourselves, in all of us, we totally pulled through. Seems like your great bod really took a few beatings back there, I'll say. And this was meant to be a vacation. Oh, I'm gonna miss you guys. I'm no good with goodbyes. Promise me you'll keep on keeping on, won't you? You got it, Cools. Jill spoke up next. I heard all about the efforts of Reimu and Marisa as soon as I set foot in Gensokyo. Can't say I was disappointed. I'm a wanderer, I guess you could say. I'd love to stay, but I've got places to be. After what happened to my wife, well, I sought to destroy all traces of that evil substance, so I can't stay here. But maybe I'll pay a visit to my home, Glitch City, and I'll have quite the tale to tell. Take care out there. I'm sure you won't forget our time together anytime soon. I can't take this anymore. Come here, all of you. Before anyone could object, Kool-aid Man pulled everyone into the biggest bear hug he could manage. Even though he was made out of glass, it was comforting. Hold on a second. I think I might have something in my old junk somewhere. Marisa wriggled her way out of the hug and ran inside the shrine. Soon she came back out, holding an old camera. Forgot I had this old thing laying around, though we could use it to commemorate the occasion, you know. Ah, that's right. I never got that postcard, did I? Why, that'd be perfect. Get in position, everyone. Marisa turned the camera's timer and set it in place at the outdoor railing. She quickly ran back in place with the others, putting on her best smile. Everyone else looked really happy too. And... click. Marisa picked up the photos that printed out of the camera with a copy each for everyone. It came out great! Check it out! The group of four looked at the photo. This'll do nicely. Not bad. One for the road, eh? Reimu took one last look at her new friends before speaking up. Yeah. One for the road. The end. What the fuck was that? Well, that sure was something. God, YouTube is going to love this.